Hello to all my viewers. I've been getting quite a few questions about how I'm progressing, so I thought today I would do a video on that and maybe a few other things that I'm going to start working on in the future as my health improves enough to where I can. So day by day I'm getting a little bit better. I did see the doctor. I've been to the doctor a couple times. It's the only times I've been out of the house, and today's the second time I've been out to the garage since I last made a video. And happy to say that about 5 days ago the catheter was removed, and so now I'm wearing a pad because things just kind of not controlling it yet. I'm getting better and better by the day to where I'm starting to, and it's just going to be time consuming. My taters have gone down significantly. I don't know if it shows up here or not, but yeah, I just couldn't take the pain from them being stretched out where the incisions were. And I haven't had much of an appetite since surgery, so I've been eating far less. But the one thing that I've cut out is carbonated beverages. I used to drink a lot of Coke, and when I had a half a glass in surgery, and I had that half glass, it kind of bloated me out and really hurt. So I just find it easier just to not have carbonated beverages. And since the surgery, that's caused me to lose 11 pounds. And I've been totally 100% inactive. I've either been, it hurts the most to sit, so either lay on the bed and on eBay or YouTube. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of YouTubing, and I've been doing a lot of eBaying, and I've bought a couple things, and I'll kind of show you what might be in store for the future when I get to that. Essentially, though, I wanted to talk about a little bit of the doctor's visit. They got the pathology report back, and they rate the cancer aggressiveness on 1 to 10 scale, and mine was at a number 7, moderately aggressive. That's probably why I went from basically no problem when I last had my physical in 19 to having, major cancer in 21. So over 2 years, it took off. And, I've been doing a lot of research, and some, like males, it's the prostate, women, it's the breasts. And 1 in 4 guys will get prostate cancer. And so again, everyone knows how regularly they pee and how much about and whatnot. You've been doing it all your life, so you just know. So when you see a change to where you think, oh, this is unusual, I'm peeing more often, or I'm not peeing as much, or whatever, go see your doctor. You can save yourself what I've gone through. And that video that I showed of my incisions and bruises in my last video, for some reason I even took still photos. The bruises just don't show up like they do when you're looking at them. It was literally black on both sides, and this was all black. I don't know what I'm showing with the camera holding it like that, but the bruises they weren't black and blue. They were as black as that camera case. And they're finally lightening up. They're fading away. The pain pills I stopped about the day I had the catheter taken out. I stopped the pain pills. So I'm only on 1 pill now, a stool softener, because it still hurts to push stuff out. But the doctor said I'm not to do anything for another 4 weeks. And so, yeah, I can come out to the garage and sit, and I can't lift over 5 pounds. Not to bend over to pick stuff up off the ground. I have one of those grabber things. Still have a hard time, getting socks and shoes on and stuff like that. But that grabber thing makes things easier, and I get a little bit of help. But I've been, like I say, spending a lot of time on the internet. So I'll show you what I've been, just spending. That's the problem when you're stuck inside, and because we went from nice weather, virtually 70s to 20-degree highs, teens for lows. We had freezing rain overnight. They salted the heck out of the roads. We got like a little bit of slate, and they put about an inch of salt. So now I got to deal with when that dries out all the salt dust in the air, and ugh, I hope we get some rain to rinse it away. Another thing too with that prostate cancer, as aggressive as it was that I had, I'm going to have to go in regularly for checkups. So I've been going about every week since the surgery to the urologist, and then I'll probably be going every couple weeks for a while. And then they said I'll probably have to go every 3 months for a couple of years at least. I have to have blood tests to make sure my PSA is at 0. Because they said if anything's left, if even one cell is left, and if my body doesn't get rid of it, that there's a chance I might need some radiation treatment in the future. So, and then they said maybe after a few years, I'll come in every 6 months and then once a year for the rest of my life, which I have a physical every year, so that's no big deal. But that is a possibility. I might need radiation down the road. Coughing and laughing still hurt too. Anything that makes me jiggle my taters, anything hurts. And my voice might sound funny because during surgery they had a breathing tube shoved down my throat. And I can still feel a little bit. My throat was really sore for the first few days I was home, and for the first week or so it really was irritated. But it's feeling a ton better, but I can still tell I had a breathing tube shoved down my throat, which I guess is common when you're under anesthesia for a 5-hour surgery. I'll show you what I've been buying and what my plans are. I picked up this Rochester 2-jet carburetor because I can do this. I can rebuild this. And this is like 55 to 64-ish, around in there. And the guy I got it from said that the threads were stripped out in this. They're not. The stud is broken off and been partially drilled. So when I take carburetor apart, I'll get that out and run a tap through there. And the choke binds a little bit when you close it, but it's not binding on the air horn over here and here. Usually what people do is they reef the wing nuts down and it pulls on this and it warps the carburetor air horn on each side, and then the choke plate binds on it. That's the most common problem with inoperative chokes on carbureted cars, is over-tightened wing nuts on the air cleaner warp the air horn. I assume that the binding is in this. This is a piston-operated pull-off choke, and this cap I think needs to be replaced. I have a bunch of carbs, so Dave, I might try and get some of those parts, carb parts. I need to get one of these and maybe a top. I don't know. I think this top will be usable. Dave, I have a remanufactured 283 sitting over there, and I gave him the carburetor for his El Camino. And and I gave him a box of parts I had for these 2 jets so he could get the other 2 carburetors functioning. And so anyway, I just thought I need something to do. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to pick up an old 2-barrel carburetor. And I bought a carb kit. I have these carb kits. I probably have 2 or 3 of them, but they're in bins in the basement buried behind stuff, and there's no way I could get in there and get at it. So for a few dollars, I got this ethanol friendly. This carb kit's designed for ethanol fuels. So I picked this up, and I'm gonna maybe in the next week or 2 do a video on overhauling this carburetor for that engine over there. My friend Dave, the one that I gave the 2-barrel off that engine to, that I also gave parts to for the carburetors, he's a friend of mine I've known since I was 3 years old. We grew up together, and I'll put a link in the description to one of the videos out at his place that shows some of his cars. I am getting over the anesthesia, that kind of messed me up, but made me, I couldn't think straight there for a while. And this video may be a little convoluted too because of it, but I'm definitely feeling better. I'm moving around, feeling way less pain. I still feel like somebody took a shovel and dug something out of my crotch area, but that's slowly going away. And just my incision by my belly button just feels like I'm just a little tiny wee bit of pinch feel. You know, it's just from, you know, I mean, it was a major surgery. The doctor explained to me that it was one of the most major surgeries a person can have. So, yeah. Definitely knocked me silly, much more than I thought it would. You know, knock me down and back. So they said it would take a while to recover. I believe that now. I was also running low on this stuff, so I bought a case of it, which is 6 cans. Because I like this stuff. If you have stuck piston rings, you can get the engine going. You can spray this in the carburetor while you're throttling the motor up a little bit, and then just idle it down and stall it on this stuff and let it sit a few days, and then crank it back up and run the heck out of the engine. It often frees the rings up, and sometimes if they're really stuck, you do it 2 or 3 times. But the piston rings on this were stuck, and I had the pistons out in a pan, and I just soaked them with this, and they all freed up, every one of them. This is the best stuff in the world for freeing up stuck rings, and it's good for freeing up stuck pistons. It's good for cleaning gummed up carburetors, especially if it's 2-cycle mix. It's just really, 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 it's better than gum out. It's the best cleaner I've ever used. I love the stuff. And it's, you know, it's a little more expensive. It's made by Mercury Marine. You can get it at any marine dealer, any Mercury Marine dealer that sells the stuff. You can get it at. Oh, and I had this engine moved over here. I'd moved that, and I did put the pulley on it just because I kept dropping the little key. And I'm not going to paint this until I decide how I want to drive a trike. My brother suggested just using a V-belt with like an idler like lawnmower garden tractors use. So that's a thought too. And this is at $283. So Jasper remanufactured. I took it on trade for some work I did a long time ago. And I got 2 283s, this one, a used one, and a used 327. And I sold the used 283 and the used 327. And I kept this reman 283. It does have one little issue. A couple of places where the, I don't know if this head it doesn't have any, but there's a little crack in the where the bolt goes on one of the heads. So what I'm going to do is I've never really done anything with this motor, so I might, and I've had it 30 years or so. So I might rebuild that carburetor. The only thing I need to make it run is a set of spark plug wires. And so I might drop the sump and look in the, put it on the engine stand, pull the sump, look at everything in it, and rebuild that carburetor and get a set of plug wires and get it running. And so that might be this summer or next fall. We'll get, if seeing how I do, maybe try and get that engine running. Yeah, and I think the sanding and buffing of the paint on this is going to have to wait until fall or next winter. There's just, if I don't sell it, there's just no way I don't think I'm going to be doing that in the near future. That's a lot of physical labor, sanding and buffing, so I think that's just going to have to hold off. And if somebody wants to buy the car, yeah, I'll sell it. I think I'm going to, well, you know, if you're interested, you know, we can discuss a price, but from what I see cars on the market for now, I'm not going to take a penny. Well, I'm going to say I'm going to start my asking at $35,000 on it, and we'll go from there. But I have a price I'm not going to take a penny less than. When I see rusted out cars, you know, and people want 20 grand for them, or cars that are auto zoned under the hood and, you know, kind of cobbled, and they want 25,000. So I think my starting asking of $35,000 is fair. All it really needs, if you want it to be a 1,000-point show car, 100-point, however your club judges, the trim comes off this car super easy. You could probably have it all off, door handles, everything off the car, the trim around the doors, in a day. Sand it out and respray it. If you're good at painting, put it back together, you'd have a 1,000-point car. It's the only problem with the car is the modeling and the metallic. If you don't care about that, just sand some of the overspray in spots and orange peel and buff it, and it'll shine like glass. It'll be perfect driver. I've been driving it as is, as you've seen, but a buff job would really make it really stand out. And that's all it really needs is, you know, to make it a perfect driver is a paint buffed out. But anyway, that's just I love the car. I love driving it. It's an amazing car. Drives like brand new, starts right up. Doesn't give me any trouble. Everything's been gone through on it from bumper to bumper mechanically. So it is like a brand new car. But that's where I'm at with this car. If somebody's looking for something like this. Just in case if you're new to my videos and you haven't really seen around the car, I'll give you that's obviously the engine compartment. Interior. You open the door, it smells like a brand new car. Doesn't have a musty car smell, it has a new car smell. And the trunk, I got a bunch of stuff in it, but I'll open it up too. So just kind of so you can see, and if somebody did want to repaint it, you'd want to mask off the jams. They're perfect. They don't need anything. You know, you wouldn't want to get overspray in here and here because that would look like hell. And but I think, like I say, just a good sanding and buffing is all it really needs. One thing I'm going to make very clear here now about selling, if I have somebody interested in buying the Galaxie, don't make offers or come to look at it or expect to test drive it if you don't have the funds. I've had too many times with my old cars, people want to come and just drive them. They don't have any interest in buying them. So until I have your funds in my hand, you're not getting behind the wheel of the car. I'm not letting people just come and test drive the car. It's just not happening. If you have the money in hand, we'll go for a ride if you want. When you give me your money, I'll give you the title. You can get in the car and start it and drive it all you want. But I'm just making that clear because I get too many in the past. I've just had too many tire kickers or people that just wanted to drive the car, and that's just not happening. So I just want to make that clear that I'm just not going to let people come look at it or come look at it and drive it because they're interested. If you're interested, you're going to have the funds in your hand to come and get the car. And if you don't want it at that point, you can leave with your funds. But just giving you the heads up, I did the same with the Catalina. A lot of other old cars I've had. Learned this 30 years ago, that people will come, oh, I want to take a look at it, I want to buy it. Oh, can I take it for a ride? They're gone for 2 hours or whatever, you know, and then they come back, and no, that's not happening. So just give you the heads up. Even with myself as a passenger, no, that's not happening. You're not driving the car until it's yours. I'll take you for a drive in it. You can see how it operates, but I've just learned too long ago, if you don't make that clear, you get too many tire kickers that just want to go joyride it, and that's just not happening. One more thing too, my brother came down yesterday and brought this Estes rocket powered car that was pretty slick. You know, it's like a kid's toy, but you know, they're fun still. And when he was cleaning out his brother-in-law's house, his brother-in-law passed away, he found hundreds and hundreds of boxes of these engines. And so he thought, well, nobody bought them in the state sale, so he kept them. And then he found this car, it was like 20 bucks, so he bought it and has been just having fun with it, using those engines. So anyway, I did a little video. The last video clip of running it, the camera wasn't recording, didn't push the record button or something, but we turned the parachute thing from facing towards the way the car was coming to the way the that it was going, and it stopped it much quicker. The parachute ejected, so we moved it down closer to the end and it worked perfect, but again the camera didn't record that. My brother brought this rocket car and we're going to run it. That's the parachute, the little thing it catches, and the string which it rides on, or the aka track. It's made by Estes, and I'll show it to you down here where he's going to launch it.
I'll show you how to put the motor together in a minute. We'll put one together, but we'll launch it. It's supposed to have this on it too to hold the motor in, but it doesn't need it. So to launch it, you got to put this in.
It's your safety.
Yeah, you gotta. The first time I did it, I didn't realize you had to push it hard.
Oh,
you
so
ready?
that light comes on. Let me move down a little bit. I'm moving kind of
here maybe, because it gets with it kind of good. We got 4 motors. I should have brought more. You ready? I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Holy mackerel. Oh, I'm going to get some video down there of the parachute opening. That thing does move.
You're going uphill here too.
Cloud of smoke.
See how that works?
Yep, it just catches that. And
if I probably gonna put it down further so it opens more, just because it looks cooler, huh?
I'm going to stand down here on the next one to catch it.
What I was doing was down here. I was putting the camera down there. Right, there's the little motors. This means they're plugged. The P means they're plugged, so they don't retrofire or anything. So you jam that in there, like that. You get one of these little buggers. Guess it doesn't matter if that's there or not, but I'm gonna take it off. Just like that. We used to do it with wad.
I remember when we were
Kleenex or paper towel or something.
Yeah, when we did model rockets.
Car. Come on over. Now this I might have to get a pair of pliers. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some pliers to get that out. I'm doing this jump because that motor gets jammed in there pretty good. Then can you see it?
Yeah.
See, this comes out, but I'm not going to take it out because it's a bugger to get back out.
And then you just put the little alligator clips on the wires.
Yep. And I have a hard time doing that because of the arthritis. It's awesome. This is meant for kids, not adults. Adults can't do these things anymore because we can't do simple things. Here, we're going to have to
take that wire.
Yeah. We'll just put it up here for now, so don't end up in a tire or something. But yeah, these are meant for kids, because doing this right there, if you can believe it, that's really hard.
All right, I want to go down to the parachute.
Okay.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, that stopped a lot sooner.
In that direction?
Yeah. You need to set the thing down to about here.
Wow, it did. Stopped it a lot faster, didn't it?
Oh, okay, and then
everything's in there.
And the motor's part of the track.
Yeah, and I just got the parachute jammed in there just to jam it in there. But that's it.
So it's a pretty snazzy little kit on the car.
And that little silver thing goes in here. Here, hold the car. This little silver thing here holds the motor that the parachute's in. The motor goes in that, and that goes in the bottom of the car. And I got it tangled. That's awesome. Probably not gonna, but that goes in the bottom of the car this way. That's the back of the motor, the business end.
See where it's launched off that.
Yeah, you can. And then it's got this cool thing for the
launcher.
Yep.
I'm going to monetize this video because the last one I didn't monetize because I didn't think it would be appropriate, but I keep getting notifications that I can monetize it, and somebody told me an ad was playing on it anyway when it's not monetized. So I'm just gonna, instead of just letting YouTube make the money and me make nothing, I'm gonna monetize it. So that's just the way it's going to be. That's it for this video. If you like it, you know, hit that like button, it helps out. If you like my channel, you can subscribe by hitting that 348 engine icon there. And thank you for watching my videos.